Hey, beautiful spirits, it's Monday. Let's talk today about escaping the anxiety, burnout, depression cycle. I'm LD Juarez, I'm your sparkle coach, and on Mondays, we talk about all the bullies, depression, anxiety, grief, OCD, PTSD, all that. We want to get rid of those bullies because bullies suck. So anyway, bullies are so 2020, okay? 2020 is on its way out. So let's see, this video is especially for two different types of people. People who have suffered with anxiety and depression and all that for so long already, and they know exactly what this cycle is like, and it sucks, and they really want to get rid of that cycle. Fix it once and for all before the new year so we can kick it out and really do good in the new year. And for people who have never felt this before, and because this year has been so unusual, to say the least, there's a lot of people who are dealing with anxiety and burnout and everything that never have before. So let's get into this because it's really important. Comment below if you relate to this. Are you feeling burnt out? Is this year really getting to you? Or have you always gone through this cycle? Is this something that you have been dealing with forever? Or is this something new to you? Let me know. So here's what happens in this cycle. And I'm going to tell you from my experience. So you get really productive, right? One day you're like, okay, I'm going to do all of this. And you're productive and you're getting all these things done, and you start early in the morning and you go until late at night. And then you might keep that up for a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month or longer. I recently did that. I really bit off way more than I could chew, and I ended up with some health issues. Some of y'all been watching, you know what I'm talking about. Still working on some things. And it really affects your emotional, mental health, everything, your physical health. It affects everything when you get burnt out like that. If you really stretch yourself too thin and pile too much onto yourself and expect that you can get so much done. And then when you end up burning out, the sad thing is, then you can't do anything. It's physically impossible almost. Like sometimes you just can't even get out of bed. People around you don't understand it because, you know, well, you're so productive or you're so happy or you're so upbeat. Why are you so down now, you know? And it really takes a toll. So after a bit of downtime, though, sometimes you get back up and then you're back into the productivity again. You're multitasking. You're doing all this. And then you get back down to burnout. And if that happens too often, it can really lead to some severe depression. So if you have clinical depression, it's really important to get some help. There's medications that help. There's psychologists, therapists that can help, counselors, and that kind of stuff can really help you. And if you continue on the cycle, a lot of us, me included, have gotten to the point where you start thinking that suicide is the answer. And I'm here to tell you that you are part of the valuable framework of life, and we need you here. Life isn't the same without you. So this is why it's so important to stop this burnout cycle. So important. So I just want to, I could go off on a whole other video on that topic. I just want you to know that if you're feeling that burnt out and depressed, please reach out for help. There are hotlines. There are people to talk to. I do coaching. There's help, and there are people that love you, and you make a difference to me. So if you're really feeling the burnout and the depression, and you're just feeling hardcore down in the dumps, thank you for clicking on this video, because that means you want to heal, and that's a good thing. So anyway, let's get back to this. So okay, so I was going to say, I always have to write everything down. So it's actually common, even if people don't get really down into the depths from the burnout, it's still very common. And, you know, people will be like, man, I was so productive. What happened? And so we want to fix this. So in order to fix this, I've got 5 tips here, but there's so much more we can add. So if you relate to this and I don't cover something that has helped you, comment below, because that way everyone who's watching this can see some other things that have worked for somebody else. So Anyway, number one, the first thing you want to do is create some safety and security for yourself. So that means tap into your gut, and you want to remove all toxicity, people, places, things, negative thoughts, foods, all of it. You want to remove that as best you can, because that will add on to the overload. So you want to get rid of it. You don't need to add on more stress for yourself. You deserve to feel good and feel safe. What would make you feel secure right now? So you tap into your gut and you think, okay, well, right now I really need to just stop. I need to just stop for a second. And that's what you do. Exactly what you do. Make sure you build yourself a secure, comfy place to rejuvenate. Not to stay, but somewhere that you can rejuvenate yourself and then move forward to the next step. The next step, number 2, build your self-worth with self-care. Oftentimes, why we get burnt out and overload ourselves is because we've overextended ourselves so much that self-care has gone out the window. That is always the first thing to go, it seems like. And then it leads to the burnout because you're just not taking care of yourself. We stop eating, or we stop eating healthily. We stop exercising. We stop taking care of our skin, our bodies, our house, our anything. We stop taking care of things. Little by little, these things just fall off the list, and eventually we end up with more to do, because not only do we have this huge to-do list of things we're trying to keep going on, but we also now have all the things we're behind on. And that adds to the anxiety, the depression, and the burnout. And it's just not good. So it's very important that we check in and we put self-care back on our list. And that is top priority. Definitely top priority. You need to prioritize yourself because you deserve it. And you can do more things once you do that. So be compassionate to yourself, just as you are to other people. Give yourself some love too. So number 3, stillness, meditation. Take some time to do some yoga or take walks, or some people heal better with music. Put it like in one of my last videos, put on the music and dance for a little while, get your mind off things and really rejuvenate your soul. Read a book for a little while. Put that into your self-care routine. You know, whatever makes you feel good and rejuvenating, let yourself do that. Number 4, give yourself permission, and I'm giving you the permission right now. Right now. I'm giving you the permission, and you give yourself permission to stop overloading yourself. Stop adding on all this stuff that a team of 15 people wouldn't be able to do in a day. Give yourself permission to kick back and give yourself more realistic expectations. And what you can do to do that is you write out your to-do list. I have a really long one. And then every night you look at it and put on a small piece of paper, put in your note on your calendar on your phone, something that just pick a couple of items that you can do tomorrow. And then the rest of that list, put it away. Don't even look at it, because it will add to the anxiety and the feeling of overwhelm. So do that. And then the next day you already have a plan. You know, you're going to do your self-care. You're going to eat something healthy. You're going to practice some stillness. Then you're going to start on your 1 or 2 priorities. So you may finish those in an hour. Good for you. Then you can pick one more thing off the to-do list and handle that. And that's cool. Make sure, though, that you are on your priority list. The people you love are on your priority list. And then the important top things are on your list. And once you do those, you can add more if you have more time in the day. And if for some reason the 2 things you chose take longer that day, give yourself a break. Be compassionate to yourself. And just add what you didn't finish to the next day. That is self-care. That is being loving to you. Treat yourself the way you would treat your best friend or your most treasured family. Treat yourself exactly that way. Like they say, how do you eat elephant? 1 bite at a time. I hate that though. Doesn't that sound disgusting? I like to see the visual, but you know what I mean. 1 step at a time. And that will really make a big difference. And then number 5, notice every time you're in this cycle. Make yourself realize, oh my gosh, okay, I I'm back in this. I'm about to burnout mode. Then you stop. Then you implement these steps. Kick back your self-care up a notch again. Take care of things. And then start fresh right then. And eventually you're going to start noticing it sooner and sooner. And that cycle is going to stop. And you will be in a more balanced way of life. And you're going to feel so much better. You're going to have much more to offer to yourself and your loved ones. And you'll find that you start getting more things done. And you will avoid burnout and depression altogether. And I want to add here that it's okay to seek out other forms of help. And definitely remember that your life means everything to the world. You are part of the fabric of this blanket of life. And we need you. All right. Stay sparkly, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.